Hello, everyone. This is Yoko. In this channel, I'll be sharing information in English that I've gathered on events happening in China, as these events may not be widely known in other countries. I gather information from multiple sources, so I'd appreciate your comments on the content of the videos. If you find the content interesting, please consider subscribing to the channel and supporting me. Today, I'd like to talk about Vietnam, a country not well known in Japan. Recently, there has been attention in China regarding Chinese individuals preserving wealth in Vietnam. I'd like to introduce an article titled 80% of victims of Vietnam's collapse are Chinese, which discusses a collapse related to real estate in Vietnam. Upon investigating the content of the article, it is revealed that the collapse in Vietnam is linked to real estate, specifically property on land. In Vietnam, foreigners, including Chinese individuals, can invest in real estate, but they cannot buy the land itself. Instead, they can purchase housing built on the land. Furthermore, there is a limit on the ownership period for foreign investors, set at 50 years with a one-time renewal option, totaling 100 years. The countdown starts from the time of purchase, posing a challenge with a gradual decrease in the period of property ownership. In principle, foreigners cannot buy second-hand real estate, but transactions of second-hand properties are possible between themselves. For instance, if foreigner A buys a new property and sells it to foreigner B, such transactions are allowed. This has led to the possibility of foreigners, including Chinese individuals, benefiting from the increase in Vietnam's real estate prices. Since the introduction of this system around 2015, foreigners, including Chinese individuals, have been able to purchase real estate in Vietnam. In the initial years, some Chinese individuals quickly invested in Vietnam's real estate, and those who purchased properties around 2018 saw significant profits as prices multiplied several times. However, from 2020 onwards, a remarkable shift occurred. Among the Chinese individuals who bought Vietnamese real estate after 2020, around 90% are reported to be incurring losses. Popular locations for foreign investors, such as Phu Mai Hung or Vinh Homes, witnessed around a 20% annual increase in property values. Still, from 2022 onwards, many Chinese investors have faced substantial losses due to a decline in real estate prices. As mentioned earlier, the situation for Chinese individuals who have purchased real estate in Vietnam is extremely serious, with many experiencing almost complete financial losses. The primary cause of this is the decline in real estate prices. Additionally, real estate transactions in Vietnam are heavily influenced by foreign relations, making the market susceptible to the economic conditions of other countries. Specifically, when Chinese individuals were purchasing apartments in Vietnam, many of them were willing to pay higher prices for the same apartments. At that time, some Chinese investors believed that China had reached its peak growth, and Vietnam was considered the second China in terms of economic development. As Vietnam economically developed, a real estate bubble occurred, attracting many investors who, through tours, verified properties in Vietnam. During this period, as mentioned earlier, real estate prices were steadily rising at an annual pace of about 20%. However, this trend drastically changed after 2022, continuing until the end of the zero-COVID policy. Concerns about the extreme measures of the zero-COVID policy in China increased domestically, leading to a growing belief that China might be in a serious situation. As a result, some affluent individuals made extensive investments in Vietnam, purchasing real estate. However, post-COVID, as the Chinese economy did not recover as expected, some investors found themselves in challenging situations. After COVID, there were expectations that if the zero-COVID policy was abandoned, consumption would explosively recover. However, reality differed, with consumption remaining sluggish and unemployment significantly increasing. The ongoing situation with no prospects for improvement led to instability in China's domestic real estate market. Affluent individuals, especially those who had invested in high-yield financial products through expensive real estate or shadow banking, were particularly affected. As real estate prices fell, not only did their assets suffer, but many were also burdened with substantial debts, resulting in a situation where liabilities exceeded assets. While Chinese individuals are often said to possess substantial assets, it is crucial to understand that many incurred significant debts to acquire these assets. In reality, the difference between their assets and liabilities constitutes their true wealth, and for many, this difference has become negative. Furthermore, many individuals have invested in financial products through shadow banking, which offers higher returns than traditional bank deposits. Issues related to the Chinese economy have recently gained attention among those interested in Japan's Chinese economy. However, these issues are expected to become even more critical in the future. In summary, there is a risk that the value of financial products once considered one's own assets could become zero. As a result, affluent individuals, previously known as the wealthy class, are rapidly disappearing from China. In this situation, the option of investing in real estate in Vietnam is unfeasible for many, as there is a need to sell existing assets to compensate for domestic financial shortages. Since around 2020, Chinese individuals who started investing in Vietnam's real estate have seen a decline in their investments due to the economic downturn in China. Moreover, from around 2022, many Chinese investors who purchased real estate in Vietnam have faced significant losses as real estate prices in the country decline. It has been emphasized that Vietnam is experiencing a similar problem to China in terms of real estate development. Like in China, real estate developers in Vietnam proceed with development while securing funds. However, if the flow of money halts during development, construction also comes to a standstill. Currently, over 1,200 real estate development projects in Vietnam are reported to be on hold, causing substantial issues for the country. While not widely recognized in Japan, the real estate sector in Vietnam is already facing a significant bubble, with Chinese investments playing a substantial role. The collapse of this bubble is impacting not only the foreigner-restricted real estate sector but also affecting the overall real estate market in Vietnam. This situation poses a severe challenge to the Vietnamese economy, leading to concerns about the potential economic downturn in the country in the coming year. The dependence on real estate development, coupled with the current economic instability, might contribute to a precarious economic situation in Vietnam, reminiscent of China's challenges. In the long run, a more diversified approach to economic growth might be essential to avoid the pitfalls associated with relying solely on the real estate sector. That concludes our discussion for now. Until next time.